Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Haley with Haley Stitches, and today I'm going to show you how to use a sewing machine, specifically the Singer Tradition 2277 sewing machine. Let's get started. This is the Singer Tradition sewing machine, and setup is pretty easy. So all you'll have to do is unbox it, and then you want to plug in the foot pedal over here on the side, and the foot pedal looks like this. So how you operate the foot pedal is it will press down. So you'll place this on the floor under the machine and then use your foot the same way that you would use your foot to drive a car is how you're going to adjust the speed on this machine. So the more you press down, the faster it will go. Once the pedal is set up, on the right hand side there is an on-off switch. So when you turn it on, you'll see the light turns on there, and when it's off, the light is turned off. Once your machine is plugged in, it is ready to go. The next step is that you need to thread the top of the machine and the bottom of the machine. We will quickly go through both of these steps, but if you want a more detailed video, definitely check out the links in the description below. The first step we want to do is wind our bobbin. So your machine will come with a few of these plastic bobbins. So go ahead and grab one of those. Next, you'll need to grab your spool of thread. You can use whatever thread you have on hand. Some popular threads would be polyester or cotton. So now we will place our spool of thread on the spool pin. Next, we want to place the spool cap on. So your machine comes with several different spool caps. You can use whichever one works best for you. I am using the large one, and we're going to gently place it on the spool pin. Now, don't make it too snug because you want this to be able to spin. So just put it on there firmly and then you'll be good to go. Now we need to thread our machine so that we can wind our bobbin. So the nice thing about this machine is that all the steps are actually labeled on the machine. You can also find all the steps in the user's manual, which will be linked in the description below. So to wind your bobbin, what you'll need to do is place your thread under this metal hook, and then you're going to place it around the tension discs here. You'll hear it kind of snap into place. Now we want to thread our plastic bobbins. So the top of our bobbin has a hole, so we just want to place our thread through that hole. Make sure that you don't go through both the top and the bottom holes, just choose one. And this is what it will look like once your bobbin is threaded. So now we can place it on the bobbin winder and press it down, make sure it clicks into place. And before we start winding, we want to push our bobbin winder over to the right. So you'll just click it into place, and this will tell the machine that you're wanting to wind the bobbin instead of sew. So make sure that you are grasping the end of the thread this whole time, and then put pressure on the machine pedal and it will start to wind. And you can see once you start using the bobbin winder, the excess thread or the tail of thread will start kind of winding in on itself and making a knot. So once it does that, you can let go. The main thing to look out for here is to make sure that the excess tail doesn't get wound into the center of the bobbin. You'll know your bobbin is full when it stops spinning, and that's what this screw is here. This will tell you once the bobbin is completely full, and that's when you can stop winding. So now that our bobbin is full, we will disengage the bobbin winder by moving it to the left, and you can pull the bobbin off, and we will just trim the thread here. So the last thing you want to do before we actually place the bobbin in the machine is to trim this tail that we left here. So just make sure that is trimmed off. Next step is to thread the bottom of the machine. So what we need for this step is our fully wound bobbin. So to access the bobbin case in the Singer Tradition, what you need to do is remove this extension plate. So this just easily slides off. And then there is a door here. So this has a hinge that you can get from the left side. And then on the inside, you can see this is where the bobbin shuttle goes. In this metal bobbin shuttle, this is where we need to place our bobbin. So to get the bobbin shuttle out of its case, what you need to do is there is a little hinge here. So you can lift up the hinge and then it will pull this out. So this is what the inside of the bobbin case looks like. You can see it looks exactly like a bobbin could fit in there. So what we're going to do is place our bobbin inside, and then you have to thread the bobbin case. So there is a little notch here You can see that's where the thread goes, and then you need to kind of tug it under that latch, and then it ends up right here, and you can easily pull the thread out. One thing I've noticed with this machine that a lot of people struggle with is the bobbin tension on the bottom. So you can see there's that screw there that you may need to tighten or loosen. I'm going to link my video for how to wind and thread a bobbin, so if you want more details on how to test your tension, head over there. So now that it is threaded, we can put it back into the machine. So the same way we took it out was pulling up this latch. That's the same thing we want to do to put it back in. So we will place it back in here. And there we go. Now we have a fully winded bobbin that's inserted correctly into our machine. So now we can close this door and put our extension table back. Now we can pick up where we left off with threading the top of the machine. So we are going to start over here. And again, we want to place our thread through this metal hook. So we'll do that. And then instead of placing it in the tension discs here, there's actually more tension discs behind this piece here. So we want to feed it through that, and then we will start feeding it through our machine. So again, this is really nice because all the steps are actually on the machine. So let's head down here and finish threading our machine. So we're going to put our thread down in this slot, number 2, and then bring it up here for number 3. And then there is a metal hook in here that we want to hook our thread around. So if you can't see it, what you have to do is spin the hand wheel. So you want to spin the hand wheel towards yourself, and then it will pop up the hook. You can see it there. And then we will thread that and then go back down. So now we are back down here by our needle. So I do have a more detailed video showing you how to thread at the top of your machine. So you can go ahead and click the link in my description or up in the corner of this video if you need a more detailed view. I'll also go through the needle threading process a lot slower, but I'm just gonna go through a quick review here. So what you want to do is make sure your needle is in the most upright position. And then this lever here is the automatic needle threader. So we want to wrap our thread around that arm and then place our thread through the arms of the needle threader and then let go. And then you can see it has threaded our needle. And now we have our top thread up here, but our bottom thread is still buried in the bottom of our machine. So to get that up, what we want to do is thread our thread through the center of our machine foot. And then you're going to turn the hand wheel of your machine. So turn the hand wheel towards yourself, and the needle will go all the way down. And what it will do is pick up that thread from the bottom. So you can see that thread came up, and we're just gonna grab onto it. And there we go. Now we have both threads. So before you start sewing, you need to make sure that both threads are on the top plate of your machine. And once we're here, now we are ready to start sewing. Really quickly, before we start sewing, I'm gonna go over the width, tension, length, and stitches on this machine. So this is where you will decide what stitch your machine will stitch. So typically what you're gonna do is just on this dotted stitch here, but you can go through your manual and check out all the different stitches that this machine offers. Next, we have our stitch length. So I like to have my stitch length around 2.5, and that seems to be a good stitch length for me, but it can go all the way down to 0, all the way up to 4. Next, we have our stitch width. So if you're doing just a regular straight stitch, this can be any of the widths. It doesn't matter because you're just stitching straight. So I typically leave mine on 0. But if you're doing a different stitch, like a zigzag stitch, for example, the width would determine how deep your zigzags go. And then your tension. So you really don't have to play around with the tension too much unless you're having issues with your machine. My tension right now is set around 1.5, but I do recommend just leaving your tension where it is when you get your machine and not messing around with it too much unless you're really having issues. And the last thing I want to show you is the reverse. So I'm going to show you how to backstitch in a moment, but this is where the backstitch lever is. So if you press this down, your machine will go in reverse. If you put it back up, your machine will go forward. Okay, now we are ready to start sewing. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that your machine is on. Then you can see the light turns on, and that's how you know the machine is on. And next you want your fabric. So I have two pieces of fabric here, a dark blue and a light blue that I'm going to use as an example. And I've lined up the two fabrics here so I can sew them together. Now you want to place them in your machine. So we are going to be using these lines on the machine as guides. They each correspond with a different measurement. So as you get zoomed in here, you can see that these lines are on there. So if you are doing traditional garment sewing, you most likely will want to do 3/8 or 5/8 of an inch. And if you are quilting, you'll want to do a 1/4 inch, which is not on this machine, but purchasing a 1/4 inch foot will really help you nail down that 1/4 inch for quilting. Before we start sewing, I always grab onto my threads. So if you don't put tension on these tails, then your needle will come unthreaded when you start sewing. So it's always nice to have a little bit of tension there so that you don't have to worry about rethreading your machine. Before you start, you want to place your presser foot down. So there's a lever on the back of your machine that will make your presser foot go up or down. This is a step that new sewists usually forget to do. So if you're coming out with weird stitches, make sure that your presser foot is down. So to start, we are just going to do a couple of stitches and use our pedal in order to make the machine go. So I'm going to do a couple stitches forward. And then we are going to back stitch to lock that stitch into place. So I'm going to press down on my back stitch function that I showed you earlier, and then we are going to stitch back a couple. And then we're going to keep stitching all the way down. And then before we end, we're going to back stitch again just to lock those stitches into place. And go forward all the way off of our fabric. Once you're done sewing, you can raise your presser foot and then pull your fabric off of your machine. On the left side of your machine, you can see there is a thread cutter, so you can use that to cut the thread. And you can see this is what our stitches look like. They're all nice and even, and these are the two fabrics sewn together. So that is really everything you need to know in order to start using a sewing machine. I hope today's video was helpful in getting you started with your sewing machine. You can always reference the user manual for your individual sewing machine if you have more questions about how to use it. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos just like it, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you all next time. Bye!